Now you should be able to hear me. Is my voice okay? And like I think everything is okay now. How are you doing, guys? Welcome to the stream. Let me pick some demos. Meanwhile, my cat is trolling me a lot. Yeah, let's get the demos ready. You can even hear my cat. Can you see him? He's too dark to be seen. Yeah. Okay, let's change the scene to this one. We're almost ready. How was your month, guys? Was it productive? So this month I was kind of productive. I finished several collaborations. New track in 2 weeks in Lunatic. Gel Luna. By the way, my cat's name is Luna. Gel. He's he's very big. 11 years old. 7 kilo. Chicha. Cats are awesome, man. I love it. I love them. Should we start? Let me also get the span. And let's pin it to top. Where's span? This should be pinned to top. I think it's bugged. A second. Come on. Yeah. Okay. Let's go.
want you, I want Jesus, I want open skies. In a love we're unified. Cloudy sunsets, stormy weather, I want open skies. I am drowning in heaven's eyes.
Yo, bro, first of all, finally, it's your own voice. I like it. You said it's a phone recording. Yeah, I think the EQ could be better, but like you cannot process a phone recording to a high, professional studio level. But this is decent enough for a demo. So yes, you can invest for some equipment for vocals. Just the microphone. It doesn't need to be the super fancy microphone, but get something that use XLR cables. Don't use some USB mics if you can afford it. Just get an audio interface, get a microphone that connects with XLR cable. Get like something like this. At this like. Then that should be enough. But of course, you need to have headphones that don't leak the sound to the microphone. You will learn this stuff in time, because like recording vocals it's a different type of job and story. I know that, but it's so fun. So you start to dig in the rabbit hole. Now. The thing is, I think your tone of vocals are pretty nice. I really like this. The tone of it, the vibe of your voice, I love it. The pronunciation is good. The timings could be better. Maybe that's because you sing it with the phone. Sometimes you are early or sometimes a little bit late. So you can edit your vocals, you can chop them and make it fit a little bit better. In some words, I hear it like they are kind of off-grid a little bit, and this was like fighting with the groove of the rest of the tracks. But it's a nice start. Just keep focusing on this one, singing your own voice. So with Sharma asking what genre is this, next thing I was gonna talk about was the genre. So I think this is totally like melodic house. The genre is melodic house, but the sample selection is still like big room. So I think the whole track. So the new direction you are making with this type of music is melodic house, and I think you need to use proper samples. Don't use like full big room sounds, especially for kick and bass. The other sounds were fitting nicely, but the kick and bass, I would go with melodic house sounds. Production Music Live has amazing packs for them, but you can find plenty of them in Splice or Loop Cloud. So you can find a balance between. I know you are trying to make a hybrid sound. I totally see this, and you are going a good direction. But sample selection, I think, needs more work. Currently, they are not perfectly merged with each other, the genre and the sample selection. But keep working on them. I think you are gonna find some very interesting sound. And Yeah, that's the good thing, bro. That's very important. So that's being unique and searching for the sound of yours. Yeah, that's the way, bro. That's the way. I like it. Yeah, overall, all my criticism is for the sample selection right now. Keep working on them, and the rest was good. The arrangement is good. It's not boring. Keeps interesting all the time. Vocals are not overused. There's not too much speech. It's just everything is balanced. But sample selection needs, I think, more work. That's cool, bro. Nice one. Can't wait to see the next track you are producing. Yeah, nice one. So, what are you guys talking? Rewind? Do you say it like you are gonna make an EP or something like that? Or you already released it, right? Um, yeah, let me check. So many messages. Okay, maybe you can write it again.
Hey, it's time for you to reveal the way you're making me feel. The only goal you fulfill. Hey, I'm starting up a fire. Don't wanna be a crier. Let me catch my breath. I'm dancing. I see you looking up at you again. You in the treasure chest, I swear. So tell me what's the point of fooling them?
Bro, nice one. Nice big room. I think like nothing to criticize on the arrangement. It's perfect. I would give maybe 1 dB or 2 dB boost to the kick. It could stand out a little bit more. So when I check the span, I think the subs of the track could be boosted just a little bit, but maybe when you boost the kick, maybe that could be, solved. It's good, but I wanted to hear a little bit bigger sub. And the kick is kind of missing in the drops. I don't talk about the transients or the punch, but the sub, the like very lows of the kick, it's pretty much vanishing. bass is good, the leads are nice. I was expecting to hear a little bit more mid frequencies, especially on the breakdown synth. So you see in here we got all the mids and highs, but like low mids pretty much empty. So maybe this is the respace. You can, I don't know, give a little bit highs on the freedom for the respace. Maybe that could feel it. Or maybe you, if you cut the super soft leads, maybe don't cut them too much. So make sure we still have like 200 hertz area for the leads. That would be nice. And what about some twist in the second drop? This is pretty much same with the first drop, right? It's good, but yeah, I would maybe change the bass line in the second drop. Maybe switch to hardstyle kick or switch to rolling bass line. Something like that. Give a little bit twist. No need to change the whole synth and melody. Maybe just change the bass, you know. Yeah, other than that, perfect track. And what about, are you guys clipping the master? You know, judging from the waveform, I think it sounds good. But judging from the waveform, your drop is pretty much too dynamic. And I think maybe you could boost it a little bit more, or maybe you could clip the track so you would have like more flat looking waveform, you know. So, which means you can boost it even further. So for example, check this one, just the waveform, you know. So this is flat because this is clipped, and I pushed a lot on the maximization. So you see this is too dynamic. So it's not a bad thing, but if you want to have more loud tracks, like you know, the industry standard loudness, so you can clip your master or boost it a little bit more. Yeah, Pro L2 is perfect. Maybe you can, I don't know, maybe you can individually, no need for that. So for the final maximizer, maybe just before that put a clipper and hard clip just a little bit. So let me put my cat out. Nice track, bro. It's very nice. It's already releasable. I'm talking about very little details, you know. So you were talking about an EP, or what were you talking about? Sorry, I missed it. Just send me a promo if you release something big. To submit track, just go to Discord, bro. The submissions are happening in my Discord server. The link in the description.
sin parar, vamos sin parar, el ritmo no se va, vamos sin parar, el ritmo no se va. Papi, ven acá, vámonos a la fiesta. El ritmo no se va. Ay papi, ven acá, bailo sin parar ya. La música me lleva, el ritmo no se va. Bailo sin parar ya.
You know, bro, again, nice side bassline vibes, side trance vibes. I love your music. It's very unique in its own way, and I'm very enjoying to listen this type of stuff. I think the vocals are pretty much closed, like in whole track actually, there's not much high frequencies going on. So you see like the high mids area is kind of missing. So before 20k, after 16, after 12k, we have a high cut in the master. Did you do that in purpose? Yeah, like because of that, the track sounds pushed to the back, The high frequencies is pretty much missing. It takes a lot of energy from the track. I will fix that immediately. The vibe is very nice. For example, this sound that came just this LFO. It's like could be much more brighter as well. I will brighten the vocals a little bit more, maybe give more volume. Yeah, maybe you are cutting too much on the basses, individual tracks, so you don't have much high frequencies. I think that's the first thing to solve. You see, even in here, even the second, it's like we don't have anything after like 8k. So if you don't have that much highs, the track sounds, silent, and it's not clear. There's no presence. Yeah, that's super important to have high frequencies. Of course, I think you should put a top kick. The kick is good. The low end mixed well. The bass is amazing. The punch kick is good, but I don't hear much click of the kick as well. Kind of the same feedback with Rewind. Can you check the waveform? You could have much more flat waveform if you clip your tracks, In the drum group, you can put someone, Jack says in the chat, using buzz cut. It's awesome. It's free. I was using that too. It's a nice hard clipper. I was using it too. So you can use hard clip, soft clip. Make sure to clip your drum bass. And if possible, just soft clip a little bit of your master before the final maximization. I will work on the mixing on this one as well. The arrangement is super nice. Like it's fast. It's not boring. It's happening. Everything is happening in the right order. Maybe in the breakdown, I think the elements are again like kind of vanishing, not hearable much. And also I would have a proper bass At least at some point of the breakdown section. Like this is, the bass is cut too much in the whole breakdown, so I was expecting a little bit low end. But other than that, nice track. Again, I like it. I like your style, bro. It's fresh, you know. Yeah, vocals are kind of sound like too narrow, too boxy. Try to widen them up with EQ, maybe with some processing, maybe even just with some volume. So thanks for sending this banger. It's a nice one. Let me get to next one. So this one is well mastered, it looks, but maybe it's overkill because there's always sound. Yeah, bro, I appreciate it. Yeah, was a pleasure to listen this banger so far. Your cat name is Luna too? Wow, bro. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, like my label comes from that too, you know, lunatic. So far so good, very nice. But I think it's getting too repetitive in the second row. Yeah, this is like the third loop of the same pattern. I think you should work on this. The rumble is super nice. And like after that we are going to the outro. You definitely need to work on this. I think this is promising. So couple things, bro. Like you got the vibe. You got the hard techno vibe, full rave vibe, industrial vibe. So I think bass is awesome. But kick drum needs more better top end, you know. I think you should find that. A top kick, a layer, you know, even like some weird percussion. So every time the kick hits, make sure we are actually hearing it and be amazed with it. The low kick and bass mix is good, but it definitely needs a flavor, you know. The kick is missing that flavor. Just work on this. The breakdown, it could like tell something, you know. This is pretty much too empty. Try to feel it, give a message, you know, no words, only rave. Okay, give me that message, no words, only rave message, this theme on the breakdown in this 16 bar or 8 bar, whatever it is. Without words, just do that, you know. So that's the story. That's something that track needs to tell to me, you know. So just work on this in the breakdown section. It's promising right now, but it's pretty much empty. And also it needs to carry the message you have. And the second drop, everything is looping the same. After first loop, I was, okay, I get it, what comes next, but nothing new came. And then you just go to the outro. So I don't know, maybe put some acid there, maybe put some variation there. Yeah, do something like that. Yeah, it's a promising track. Thanks for sending the demo. I think you should work more on this one. Hey, bro. 2 years, enjoy the content. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. Appreciate it for the support. Okay, next track. From hard techno to melodic techno. Yeah, this is only you can hear it on our channel. Nice track, bro. The bass line is super groovy. I love it. I love it, man. I was expecting to hear some vocals in the breakdown, by the way. some vocal like this, very low tone. That's something like that could fit very nicely. Yeah, definitely consider this to put some vocals in the breakdown. I think the drops are nice. The arrangement is super fast. It's nice. I never get bored in the whole track. The main bam 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 bam. This could get a little bit wet. Maybe just put just a little bit more reverb and see if it's getting better or not. I think it could blend with the track a little bit better with some more reverb. Also, try to boost a little bit 2K to 4K. Just search for a sweet spot for this sound, the melody synth. I think it could fit better. Yeah. Other than that, it's all good, bro. I love the vibes. Very nice demo. Yeah, I think I have nothing to add. The kick bass is nice, the groove is nice. I would add vocals and maybe work on a little bit more with the main lead. Or maybe with the main lead you can also have some more cutoff automations and something like that. That would help to keep it even more interesting. And I think that's it, bro. Yep. Thanks for sending this banger. It's always good to hear something fresh. Okay, let's pick a new demo. Yeah, mix-wise, I think it's good. It's good enough to release, yeah. I hear FL Slayer. Yeah, good old guitar VST. definitely needs variation. It keeps going same theme for the whole track, and there's not much variation. There's no, I don't know, like evolution of synths. We are pretty much hearing the same theme all over the time, and I think like the kicks needs work. Like, for example, I like the rumble, but the kicks are not hitting hard. For example, one of the reasons why drop not hits, because you also have rumble in the breakdown and it's always there, you know. By the way, I love the melody. Just need to say that. It's a very nice melody. I feel it, but arrangement needs work. So check this break. It has rumble, you know. All the time, without the kick. So if you have rumble all the time and you just go to the drop like this, it's not doesn't have a contrast, you know. I need to have a little bit silence, maybe without a rumble, just put another bass, a silent bass, soft bass, and then in the drop it could be sounding hard, you know, because our brains are tend to compare the parts, the breakdown and the drop. If you have rumble in the both of the drop, like same power, it's not gonna hit hard. And also the kicks needs to work, the mixdown needs work. In this case, the kick is kind of missing. Like, you need to try to balance the track and with a priority order, you know. Yeah, this has soul. This track has soul. I can feel that. I fully respect that. And also, yeah, as I said, also Go Wild says, the intro was perfect. It's very nice. But try to work more on the mixing side. And just one more thing, like the intro was pretty long till the drop, right? The drop hits like approximately in a minute. So there's like, yeah, this time it's not clearing. Totally, bro. So there's like 14-second rule or something like that. I'm not sure if I recall it right. So average human, when they listen something, if you can just hook them in the first 14 seconds or not. If you can't hook them, it's gone. So this alarm takes like 20 seconds, you know. So maybe have an intro or just go with the hook of the track and then have this long part later in the track. Yeah. Yeah, the kick maybe needs to be shortened, a proper side chain. Just work on these things. By the way, guys, I'm not taking the demos. The bot picks them. So pray for the FL Studio God and the Discord gods. And Maltino, bro, if you send your music to the member section, the bot is gonna pick you. No worries. Just make sure to send your track to the proper members section. Otherwise, it's pretty hard for me to find you. Okay, let's go. Groovy. Yeah, like it definitely a mid-set track in a club, you know. The groove is super nice. The kick and bass relationship, I like it. The sound selection is nice. Several things to criticize regarding the mixdown. I think the whatever you are using for the main synths, you know, like the steps or something like that in the drop. You know, this all the sounds they are too pushed back off the mix, and I don't understand what is that. You know, what is the questions, what is the answers, call and response. You have them, but you have them so back off the mix, and they are not clean enough. And maybe they are just fighting with the same spot with the other elements in the track. That's why I don't hear and understand the drops very clear, you know. So you should make your synths sound clear. So I will just solo kick and bass and the synths, first mix them and then bring other elements slowly to the mix and see if something is fighting with your sounds. All the drums are super harsh. I think they are too, in the high frequencies, they are too loud. So maybe you should lower them just a little bit. Maybe that will also solve the problem. So turn the volume up for the main synths and lower the volume of the drums, the hi-hats, the cymbals. So there was some perk, which is panning left to right, you know, percussion loop. So maybe just lower it a lot because they are kind of like too loud. So you just need this little mixing stuff until you get it done. Other than that, super track, bro. Very nice track. Yeah, but I'm hearing like more cymbals, the hi-hats, you know, that sounds, than the kick and bass, which is a problem. So I think if you can balance them, that's perfect. Yeah. So, bro, for your question, we already picked like 3 members, I think, and all of the others were non-members already. So we got 3 members today, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 non-members. So members don't always post tracks. Let's pick another one. So this one is a member track. Yeah, 4 member, 5 non-member currently. So there's always chance. And consider to be a member. So that's how I live my life, you know.
There's no time and space that can keep me
bro, like the arrangement wise, it's super energetic, you know. The high energy. I love the ARP bass line. It fits nicely. Several things about mixing. I think your bass definitely needs a boost in the second octave. I can hear the upper bass a little bit. The sub was proper, but there's no second octave, you know, 100 and 200 hertz. That area was completely missing in your bass. You should fill it up. Also, the drop lead, I think EQ wise it needs work. It has a lot of low end, like low mids. It makes it a little bit boxy, but it doesn't have proper mid frequencies. So I think you should try to EQ it, work on saturation a little bit. Make sure that sound fat enough, like in your face enough. Yeah, it's in terms of color, it's like missing the mid frequencies. That's why it sounds thin. And when in the second drop, you have the drop lead and the pluck playing at the same time, right? Pluck was sounding fatter than the drop lead. So you should fix that. You see the bam bam bam, this pluck ARP sound more fat than the drop lead. So just work on the EQs and you can fix it. The breakdown, I like it. Again, maybe a little bit high mid frequencies are missing in the breakdown. Make sure the vocals are the loudest thing when it comes. Currently it's like kind of missing. And maybe just before the drop, have a complete silence and then a feel and go to the drop. With this after fake drop, I think we need a little bit gap. The drop is too sudden and it's not hard as expected. So that's it, bro. Keep working on this little stuff and the next time just show me the track. I think this is gonna be nice. The drop melody was okay, it's good. I like it. I like the breakdown as well. If you work on it, polish it a little bit. So nice one. Thanks for the demo. Okay. Next one. It's Dropbox. That's okay. Again, I'm not picking it manually. The bot picks.
Transcendent of my mind. Transcendence of my mind. Of my mind. Of my mind. Of my mind. Transcendence Transcendence.
So okay, I think everyone is agreed that groove is amazing. It just makes you dance, you know. It's super cool, bro. So yeah, I can hear the minimal vibes of Boris Brejcha. That's also super well implemented into the track. The main melody, that's nice. It's a nice theme. It's somehow not boring, you know. If you keep playing the same thing from to all over the track, but I think it's not boring at all. It's nice. Well with the groove. The thing is, the synth is too stable. You know, there is no variation. There's no progression. So I would definitely automate some stuff. Some, you know, in every 4 bar, some automation pattern needs to happen so the sound could be interesting. But currently the sound is too stable. So try to work on this. Also, the bass, I think it's nice, but needs more warmth. In 100 to 250 hertz, maybe you need more saturation, maybe parallel processing. Make sure that bass is stand out. Currently, the bass is, yeah, it's like I don't hear it much. I know it's groovy, it's there, but yeah, makes it warm. Fab filter saturation is your best friend if you wanna saturate just in a portion, a multiband saturation. You can do it in many various ways. And I think I also had a patcher patch. If you're using FL Studio, that would be helpful too. Like parallel processing patch. You can find all of my patches in my website for free. The bass could make it more groovy. Yeah, just a little bit warmth in the bass. Yeah, make the bass more in your face, and the track is gonna be super groovy. And other than that, you know what? I like it, bro. It's a nice track. Yeah. Just finish this idea. Definitely worth to finish. I think the vocals are kind of too dry. Maybe you can blend it better into the track. And that's it. It's almost there. Just work on this little technical stuff, in my opinion. And it's all in the details, you know. But the foundation is so promising. And the groove is just on point, as I said. Nice one. By the way, yeah, you said the track is not finished because the mastering was also so silent. Just push the master, you know. Yeah, this track is also, just from judging from the waveform, is not mastered properly. Yeah, bro, I think it's like a progressive house track with a nice arrangement, in my opinion. But I see you're a beginner producer, and there's a lot of things to fix in the mix. First, I like to start with the bass, you know. The kick stands nice in the track, but there's no bass properly. So just download span, go to the detailed, this is my settings, and just check your bass there, okay? So you should see some spikes when you listen your bass, and make sure, like, and when you mouse over it, you can see that, for example, if the current note is B, you know, when you mouse over it, you will see it, that it's gonna written in B1, for example, you know, the first octave. That's your sub bass. I think the sub bass was okay. But when you just go to the second octave, you should see the spike too. But and I think you are missing that. So that's why your bass is kind of not hearable at all. And it's pushed very back off the mix. So you need to have a proper bass. Maybe that's the preset, because in the beginning of the track, I couldn't even understand what was playing in the bass. It's also too silent. You need to turn the volume up for the bass. You know, in here, you're probably in the wrong octave. The basses sound crackling. We don't hear it properly. Also fix that. So other than that, try to work on the mixing. Yeah, that's the thing. You need to work a lot on mixing. So, for example, the super softs could be much more brighter, much more polished. You know, you try to use some OTT, try to use some more saturation. So that's the climax part. The bass is too rumbly, you need to fix it. We have a lot of mid frequencies, but there's no high frequencies, there's no balance between them. What you could do, just open a reference track that's similar to yours and check the same part, you know, the super soft climax breakdown part with your reference track and yours, and compare them with the span and try to get as much as close as you can. That's the way. And for the drop melody, I think it comes too sudden, you know, out of nowhere. And you have a different kick in the second drop. The first drop kick is different, the second drop kick is different. Also make sure that you are using the same kick. Maybe there's some volume automation that gets weird, you know, check it out. Work on mixing, bro. But you're in the right direction. That's how we learn producing, you know. Yeah, let's jump to the next track. Yeah, usually in this type of tracks, just one kick is enough. And yeah, two kicks. If you go something completely different, I think changing the kick makes sense. But if the second kick is gonna sounds very similar to the first kick, why do you even change it? You know, there's no, it's not making any sense. So have a proper kick and bass and use it for all over the track. So that's the traditional way. You can always go experiment, but for me, if you're gonna change kick, make sure it works. You know, it's something super crazy. Other than that, no one's gonna realize you have a second kick. You know, if it's almost the same with the first one. Yeah, keep working, bro. Keep working. It goes nice. As I said, the arrangement was good, by the way, but mixing needs work. Yeah, bro, that's the way. You should see my first tracks, you know. That's how we learn producing stuff. So I'm like doing this maybe 10 years, I think. And my first tracks, oh, you would laugh at it, you know. But we all learn with practicing. That's the key. The grind never ends. This is also not mastered. It looks mastered, but why it's silent?
You take the floor, I catch you spin. You push the beat, I fall right in. Hold that line, hold that fire. Run it back, run it higher. Run it back, set it higher. set it higher. Run it back, run it higher.
Nice one, bro. Like the groove, the vibe, the dark feeling, like it's how it's dry. I like it. It's super minimal, super groovy. Nice demo. Why is your track peaking at minus 5 dB? Did you do intentionally on the mastering? Because it's pretty silent, but it's well mastered. So I think you just lowered the master output when you render the track. Yeah, that was pretty silent. Just make sure you are peaking at like 0 dB. That's okay. I think vocals need a little bit delay to feel the gaps better and mix well with the rest of the track.
Run it back, set it higher.
Kick and bass, amazing.
Run it back, run it higher.
You know, just before the drop, you could have a feel or like, you know, a reverb clap, something like that. I wasn't expecting drop there. It was pretty much like out of nowhere. And I was like, what? Is it drop already? So yeah, just make a little feel there. So it's gonna make the drop impact 10 times harder. Other than that, no negative feedbacks. Super cool track. You know, if I have a label that release this type of stuff, I would sign this after fixing some stuff. Nice one. Thanks for this banger, bro. And yeah, if you're in the chat, please let me know why do you peak at minus 5 dB. You know, if it's because LUFS and stuff, that's bullshit, bro. Bro, what is this respace? The police is gonna came to arrest you. You know, respace police is gonna come.
Wait and say you smile.
You know, it's very nice. Like the sound selection is super cool. Yeah, I just fixed the respace. It's like 10 times louder than the drop bass. Also, like I think in the drop you want to boost maybe a little bit high mids, so we can have more upfront leads and melodies. I think this part is like just a respace and vocals, right? So make sure vocals are super stand out with, you know, chorus sounds, reverb sounds, delay sounds. Yeah, whatever you need to feel it. It's pretty much empty now, right now. This part needs some like tension sounds, something like all the FX are missing and snares are missing. Just don't be lazy. Feel these parts. It's a nice foundation, but it's kind of empty right now. But it's gonna be nice because you have the groove, you have the soul of the track. That's what is important and hard to achieve, you know. And yeah, just have some pre-drop feels. Yeah, bro, nice one. The leads are nice. Everything is good. Life is good. Yeah. Okay, I'm a little bit tired, but I wanna do a couple more. Are you guys with me? Are you guys sleeping or not? We have 30 people in the chat. It's good. Let's go more. It's my own message. It's my lucky day. Okay, let's go.
Close your eyes. The world doesn't disappear. It just changes frequency. Patterns emerge where chaos used to live. Breathe. Let it unfold. The mind bends. What was real begins to shimmer. Every thought becomes liquid. Drifting between silence and revelation. Don't chase it. Observe. The boundaries between self and everything else start to blur, not vanish. Just breathe together. Light moves like water. Somewhere in that stillness, a voice inside wonders, was it always like this and you just forgot to see it? Open your eyes.
like overall, I think it's very unique track. I wasn't expecting a Psy bass line like this type of drop, and I think it fits nicely. Yeah, the vocals are quite nice fit in the tonality. I think it's in a different key. What you could do is try to put it in the key, use some auto-tune plugin, or you can tune it manually, and make sure to make it a little bit upfront so we can understand what the vocals are saying. I think the second drop beat is pretty much too harsh. You need to mix it a little bit cleaner. The more bass, yeah, the bass could be more in the drop. I agree. Yeah, it's not bad.
It just changes
These parts are pretty much empty.
patterns of
You see, like you have just a sub for the build-up. That's why you have a huge gap between your sub region and the low mid frequencies. There's no bass. So try to use a fatter bass. You know, you can have a soft bass instead of a sine. Or maybe you can saturate it a lot and then high cut so you can feel this gap. Yeah, mostly try to sidechain the track better. You can have a better pumping effect, and yeah, just work more on the mixing side of it and make sure you make the vocals a little bit fit better to the track. The rest was good. Nice track. Promising one, but needs work. So Joe Fires asked, let me check what he was asking. My short-term memory is fucked. What about genres like that? If you come up with music, it has to be techno. No, Brett, nothing like that, you know. So you guys so if you don't have a techno background, if you don't listen techno, you could think that like the Revealed recordings and all the commercial labels are releasing techno for many years. No, it's nothing to do with that. The Revealed and other labels, including my labels, we are not releasing techno at all. It's just commercial big room with a little bit techno hybrid, like making big room, making it fast and use techno samples. So that's what is happening right now. So no need to be techno. It's not techno. Techno is not something like that. It's super different genre. So if you wanna listen techno, what it is, just listen Charlotte de Vitte's releases. You know, that's techno. So if I play it, probably I will get copyrighted. But yeah, like listen Adam Beyer, listen UMAC. Those are making techno. The others we listen, it's not techno. It's just techno influenced commercial big rooms. Yeah. Yeah, I'm also checking reading the chat. So yeah, the trend is using techno sounds, but there's no trend, bro. If you wanna sign to your dream label, of course you should make music like what is this label's signature sound has. You know, your music needs to fit that, but at the same time, your music needs to stand out more than others in terms of production quality. So they will sign you. If you wanna get signed with Kurai, for example, you just need to have techno influence stuff with tones of acid 303. That's a must. If you want to release with Revealed Raider, you need to make big room techno. You know, if you want to release music with main label of Revealed, you should just check whatever they are doing and try to make something similar with similar sound, but with your own taste, with your own touch. And yeah, Revealed and similar labels are hard because you need to pass some certain level of production quality. So it needs to be technically super nice. So probably maybe you think your track is good, it's already almost ready, but they listen it with more professional ear, with a more professional studio, and They can easily detect if the track has enough technical quality or not. But I can tell you that if your idea is unique enough, but your mixing and technical stuff is bad, they will help you, you know. So Loudwave says, do you accept melodic techno as collab or label releases? No, of course I'm not. I have never released melodic techno in my life, or my label never released something lower than 140 BPM. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, you know. Before sending your music to a label, make sure they are releasing the music you sent, you know. Just listen their catalog, just check the tracks one by one and see if the track you are trying to send is matching or not. Because if you send them some unrelated music, after a couple times, maybe after 2 times, they won't even listen your music in the next time. So be picky. Don't send your music, like whenever you produce something, don't send them to labels. Make sure it works, you know. Let's check what is talking in the chat. Yeah, mixing is super important. Nothing saves a bad mix. Yeah. In mastering, you cannot say a bad mix. The mix needs to be good. In order to your mix to be good, you need to have a perfect sample selection. So it starts with sample selection, and then idea, and then mixing, and then mastering. So other details are easy. First, you need to have the perfect idea with nice sounds complement with them. Then it's easily be mixed. And never overthink of the mixing. So I was like super picky with my mixing. And then like at some point I said, okay, I will just do less processing and I will say that's enough. Then labels are start to sign my tracks. So Max asks just for this track. So, you know, you can open Newton and then like you can put the vocals to Newton and then go to Skizzer, choose your scale in here, snap to scale, and then put center on, do something like that, and you will get more tonal vocals. Okay, let's go one more track. So for my taste, this is already too repetitive. Like we are in the 1 minute and 20 seconds. Nothing happening. Like we just have the beat. Yeah, but we don't have much dynamic range on the track. We don't have something that stands out, you know. The first melodic sound comes in minute 2. I think this is not ideal. Honestly, I'm not listening this genre. It's top hard industrial techno, something like that, right? Like I'm not the expert to give feedback to this type of stuff, but I think everything is extremely repetitive. So if you make something hypnotic like this, make sure to have awesome sound design. I think that's there was, I don't remember, some YouTuber, I was John Solvay, something like that. I was watching his streams. It was on Saturdays. Yeah, never mind. So I as far as I understand, the hypnotic techno is based on super cool sound design, and it's pretty hard to achieve. And the mixing needs to be cleaner. Currently, the low end takes all of the space in the spectrum, and there's not much elements for the rest of the sounds. And yeah, for my taste, I was expecting, I need, yeah, ear candy is super important, and I need melodies. Yeah, this stuff is like, it's out of my league. I can't give proper feedback, so sorry if I'm just making it too fast. Yeah. This is a completely different genre. Okay, should we end the stream with a big room? I'm sure it's big room because it's poisoned. Yeah, actually nice one, but I think the sound design, the vocal shot needs to be worked. Especially in the first drop, it sounded a little bit basic. The arrangement is nice, the melodies are nice, but the breakdown, super soft climax part, make sure to give a little bit mid frequencies because the main art was pretty much thin. Other than that, nice, fast big room track. Nice one. Super tired, but I'm gonna go one last one. So yeah, your last chance to get picked. Let's go. Dude, finally you chose. You picked. Costa Mark. So, like overall, it's nice. I like the arrangement, but the thing is, mixing definitely needs work. I think kick and bass needs to be blend better. The bass could be fatter. Kick could have a little bit clickier top kick. For the whole track, I didn't hear anything to have a theme, you know, something to tell a story, not a melody, not a vocal. So what is your message with this track? That's the first thing. When you make a track, make sure that you have a message there. You know, that's the first thing. So I think this track is missing that. And the first drop was okay, but then in the second drop, I find it a little bit repetitive. And for the breakdown, I think the sound is pretty much thin. So you need to polish your sounds a little bit better. There are several things to fix in the mixing, but mostly, yeah, polish your sound and make sure they are all fitting nicely together. And you need a story, a theme. Yeah, that's the composition problem, yes. There is no theme in the track. So it's like we have a different. So it's like there are several tracks merged to this one. The drop, you know, first drop. Something like this, and we have something coming here, which is totally a different idea. And what about this? So 3 different drops, but they are not connected. And the breakdown is also something totally different. So the composition needs work. Yeah, that's thing. Overall, you are finding a nice sounds, but try to first have a nice idea, like a story to tell, and then yeah, they will be okay. First, start with the idea, bro. But again, this is how we learn. This is the learning process. So that's it, guys. It's 2 hours. Now I need to take care of my baby because like I have other duties in life too. Thanks for staying with me for this 2 hours. Thanks for your support. This month I'm gonna post radio episode 12, and also there will be, I hope, one more live DJ performance, because I just got, I don't know if you can see it, I just got my RX3 from Pioneer, like a very nice controller. It's actually a standalone DJ system, so I like to, you know, make some live performance, like as usual for my end year set, which I'm gonna include tons of my favorites. And I think the next stream is gonna be just before the new year. Yeah. So thanks, guys. Peace and see you soon. Okay. Take care. Bye bye.